That wasn't that bad.
I don't know, man. You think this means they'll pass us the ball more?
I think this means that we can just pass it less.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious. I mean, I don't mean we freeze anybody out, but we start calling our own shots. Letting everybody know this is our team, our city.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about.
And we got to do something special here. Establish it straight up from right now. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, why can't we win right now? People always say we have to wait because we're rookies or something, but we could get this done.
Nah, all we got to do is hold each other accountable. And work harder than everybody else.
Look, man, if we do that, this is the start of league-wide domination, baby. I can feel it.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast from suburban Detroit. We are live at the Palace of Auburn Hills. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And for the Pistons, we've got another hometown game here in Detroit. Well, guys, at this point, while still many things can change, their record is not on par with their performance last year. Maybe a cause for concern, but something they are well aware of.
And right now, for the Pistons, they haven't looked anything like the team we thought they'd be this year. Still such a long way to go. They could be in line for a long, tumultuous season.
Yeah, but there's still plenty of time for them to recover, but they have to show signs of improvement soon.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Hey, Kevin, well, most of the attention in this year's draft has gone to Prez, but Justice Young has shown he could be the steal of the draft. Passed on by many due to his size, he has shown early that he can go toe-to-toe with any other guard in the league. And his team just raves about his work ethic and his willingness to be coached. Not bad for a player every team passed on in the first round, huh, guys?
Thank you, David. Young, just the latest steal to come as a second-round pick.
Well, guys like Draymond Green and Marc Gasol were second-rounders as well. And there are some great players in the league that were passed over early.
Chris, it is a long season, no doubt. But if you stumble out of the gate, how big of an issue is it to not start the season well?
A little bit, but you also have to remember that these games count just as much as the ones down the stretch. You don't...
Houston's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. So on the floor for Houston. Fresh, he's in at point guard. Also Green out there. Marjanovic is out there with Young. Here's Fresh, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
They look to him to bury those kinds of shots, even with the D all over him.
Back to Lee. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Pistons lead by 2.
Man, that's just tremendous court vision and timing. That assist was right on the money.
Here's Fresh. A 38-point game for him in the win against Utah.
Oh, and the Yeoman's work done on the boards, helping the team maximize the number of possessions.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Just not a disciplined performance defensively in that game, guys. A lot of silly fouls hurt them throughout.
Yeah, the silly fouls, yeah, true. But playing physical, being aggressive, positive things, but only up to a certain point.
And the Pistons making a change here. Lyles checked in, and the Rockets making a change here as well. Gordon's checked in.
Well, the crowning moment for the Rockets' franchise history has to be their back-to-back titles in 94 and 95. Jordan was out of the league, and it was time to shine for Houston. Hakeem Olajuwon led their team to their only 2 titles in franchise history.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And with the Rockets' pair of titles, what a scrappy group of teams those were. Drexler and Olajuwon were the stars, but everyone could play on their team.
Well, what is really wild about the 95 run is that the Rockets were a 6th seed. That was the lowest seeded team to ever win the NBA Finals.
On the clock, Fresh, the pass to Marjanovic. Lets it go from the wing, and he hits the jump shot. The Pistons trailing. Lee, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Buried from 15 feet out. 5 points in the game.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Isn't that when you use your other skills like your mindset? That's just a high basketball IQ play right there. He knew he was no match inside. So what did he do? He pulled his defender out farther from the hoop.
And he comes up with the deuce. And it's a 3-point Detroit lead.
And the pass was right in stride. Extremely accurate setting up the shot.
And Young, here we go. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And Young is phenomenal at driving towards the hoop. Just sees angles and lanes so well.
Lee with the ball. Now defended by Fresh. 16 feet away. And that one comes up a bit short.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
As you know, in the NBA, everybody knows everybody. But Prez has taken that phrase to heart. I don't think there's a single part of the league, guys he doesn't interact with.
I mean, he's certainly a social butterfly in that regard. But Prez is a very forthcoming guy, and he isn't afraid to reach out to another player or figure in the league. Not surprising, he's so connected.
It's Young on the wing. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And Young is comfortable operating inside. When he gets that close to the hoop, the D has no chance.
There's a good screen. And the shot is long.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Fresh, covered by Lee. Jacks up a 3. No good that time. And the Pistons now going the other way. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season.
An interconference matchup. Last season, they went 2-0 against this club.
Guarded by Marjanovic. Pocket 6. Kicks to Joseph. For the 3. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Detroit.
And you see not a lot of corner threes. The defense doing a good job of closing out and denying those shorter distance triples. That's what the smart teams have to do.
The Rockets shooting at around 44% in the early goings here. Passes to Gordon. Here's Marjanovic. Gordon, the pass to Fresh. That's tipped. Defended by Young. It's tipped. Here we go, all alone. Here's Fresh. The shot, no good. And Detroit the other way now.
A frustrating start to this quarter.
To the middle. Lee outside. Guarded by Marjanovic. His first miss, now 3 of 4 from the field. Here's Fresh. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Floats one up, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Let's go.
And the Rockets lead by 2.
That's an aggressive approach to the rack, but still he calmly floated it in.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And here is Joseph. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Here's Fresh. Got a piece of it. Lee. He can't hit that time. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Rockets lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And here's Prez on the importance of preparing for games.
No, man, look, I've always been a gym rat. But Justice, man, he really helped me see the difference between just, going through the motions and practicing with a purpose. And I've always valued my pregame preparation, but now it's like so much more. And I got to say, it's all thanks to him.
Well, is there anyone, Greg, that really doubts the importance of practice?
Well, some players value practice time more than others. Some guys get to the gym early and stay late working on their game. Clearly, Prez is one of those guys, and it's helped his game tremendously.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
Keep the energy up.
Well, they've
Keep the energy
dictated
up.
tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, consistent pressure on the ball, taking some chances right now, with the other side scrambling to adjust.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Houston. Drills the three-pointer.
I mean, look, he's just an instinctive guy. Helping his teammates generate some offense comes naturally to him.
Houston in the lead. Here's Fresh. Over to the wing. Will not go. This is off the front eye. Detroit's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Lee outside. He dishes it to Olynyk. Takes the turnaround J. Fresh pulls it in.
Really surprised he clanked that one. He makes those on the regular.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, in the era of 3 and D and 4 out and 1 in, some say the post-up is a lost art. That makes Al Jefferson a throwback player. He said it happened right in front of my eyes. When I came into the league, it was still a big man's game. Everything changed around me. I've always been a back-to-the-basket post-move player. I just stuck to what I do best. Guys?
Yeah, and I hope he never changes. Thanks, D.A. Lee outside. Pistons passing it around. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. The long distance three is buried. Lee's got 5 points so far. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Well, Kelly Olynyk out of Gonzaga, maybe the closest, Chris, we've seen to Dirk Nowitzki when you talk about 7-footers who can space the floor.
Well, he's a 7-footer now, but he grew up playing guard before he had that late growth spurt. You just don't find many players at his size with that kind of shooting and fluidity with the ball. I think his agility at his size is probably the most underrated aspect to his game.
Here's the dish to Lee. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Houston. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Yeah, close game, but I thought a solid performance overall. They definitely deserved that win.
Fresh can't get it to go. Pistons have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Lee outside. Down low. Fires from 14. The shot, no good. And Houston the other way now. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Fresh, covered by Lee. Fresh can't hit from in close.
That was just textbook defense. As soon as he caught the ball, the D surrounded him.
Picked by Lee. Puts it up from 15. And again, it's the Pistons missing. The Rockets shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. Here's Fresh. He has 6. Young outside from deep. Detroit with the rebound. Olynyk's got his 5th rebound in this one. Over in the corner, Lee. Right side Jackson. Shot to stop the drought. He squares up and sinks it. Jackson's got his first basket of the night.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Chris, who do you think is the most versatile player in the league?
Wow, that's a great question. I think you have to just go with LeBron. LeBron is the most versatile player because we're not only talking about can he play point guard.
1:32 left in the first half. Lee outside. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. One area the Pistons will be working on this season, Chris, is their play off the bench.
And the Pistons bench has improved over the course of last season, but it was still an Achilles heel for them at times. They just didn't have the scoring punch off of the bench. And a lot of that was related to not having a playmaker leading the way for the second unit.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Here's Fresh. He has 6. Looking to get it going, and he sinks the layup. Fresh has got 8 points. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
They set the pick. Joseph with the ball, and it's Gordon picking him up. Miss number 6 for him. He's made 2 of his 8 attempts. Houston's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly. Nice release there from Prez to knock down the triple.
I love his form. I mean, it's so repeatable and clean in terms of the release. Just great stuff from Prez.
That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Joseph. Young for 3. Rebound by the Pistons.
If he can find himself out there, his team will be in fantastic shape to get this win.
Now here's Lee. He's guarded closely. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Here's Fresh. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Man, sometimes you get into a zone for a few games and the basket seems as if it's wide as the ocean.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
That one's for you, mama.
Just 4 seconds left in the first half. Lee. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Houston on top, up 5. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Bring it in. We have not won this game yet. These guys are relying on one man to beat us. He has got to work harder when they set a pick for him. I want us switching on everything out there. No more easy looks. No easy buckets. Now let's get out there and win this game.
Welcome back to the Palace at Auburn Hills. That's a look at the Renaissance Center, which dominates the skyline in downtown Detroit. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. It's been a clinic out there by Fresh.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Oh, yeah, he's crafty, very difficult to defend one-on-one. We may see more double teams roll his way the second half.
With a big group substitution here. Here's Gordon. Pass to Fresh. There's a screen. Inside. An easy layup after coming off the pick. 9 points in the game so far.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Pistons trailed by 18. And for the Rockets. Lee kicks to Lyles. Baseline jumper. And that one hits back iron.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And for Detroit, here's Fresh. Sweet little floater. Fresh has got 16 points.
Takes what the defense allows. Has that soft floater in his back pocket.
The Pistons shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and two shots coming up. Well, folks, tonight a great rebounding game we're watching in progress. And now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the all-time record for rebounds in a single game. How about Wilt Chamberlain with 55 rebounds back on November 24th, 1960?
And guys, that's one of those records that always seemed to me impossible to break. I mean, in the modern era, nobody's even sniffed that 55 rebound mark. I mean, heck, a lot of teams don't get 55 rebounds in a game, and Wilt's owned it since 1960.
No good on the second free throw. When you watch the Rockets play, you can bet your house that they are going to see a lot of free throws. And Chris, not only does this team get to the line a lot, but they also have a tendency to send their opponents there as well.
Well, they do get to the line at an alarming rate. This group has been in the top 3 of free throws attempted by teams for years now. They just know how to create contact.
And it's good, 2 points.
Just remarkable vision. Young is so talented at spotting the open man.
Joseph with the ball. Elbow shot. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Joseph's got his second basket of the game. Houston leading by 19 points. Here's Fresh. 16 points for him. It's Young on the wing. Lets it fly. And it's Houston with another.
A sensational focus. Young not letting the D affect his jumper at all. What a gifted shooter.
Lee outside. Inside. Takes a shot at the elbow. And good as it rattles through the hoop. 10 points for him.
He's developed a nice in-between game. The D gave him way too much cushion.
Here's Fresh. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. That one good for 2. Fresh has got 18 points.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Pistons trailed by 21. And Joseph kicks to Lyles. Pistons passing it around. Joseph, that's good. Joseph's got 4 points this quarter.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Here's Fresh. He's got 18. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Young with no one around. From outside, off the mark. The Pistons shooting a meager 37% for the game. Dishes to Joseph. The 15-footer bounces high off the rim and drops. There's 1:17 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Fresh. To the inside. And again, the Rockets good for 2.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Joseph, the pass to Lyles. Here's Lee, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
I mean, he's connecting on most of his shots out there, and his team has needed every one of them.
Marjanovic checked in for the Rockets. Green comes in for Gordon. Lee no good on the free throw.
You can just feel the sense of optimism for this Pistons roster from fans of Detroit. You knew they would be improved, but I'm not sure how many expected a playoff appearance as early as last season. They're just brimming with talent.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And there were some dark times for the Pistons over the last decade. In fact, the 6-year playoff drought from 2009 to 2015 that demonstrates that well.
Well, yeah, and that 6-year drought was tied for the longest in franchise history. It's not just that they have good players, it's that they have good young players. The rebuild that this team went under is still happening, but they appear to be way ahead of schedule.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Young in the corner. Three-pointer. The shot, no good. Lee outside. He gets it up. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Rockets lead by 16. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Don't give in with a semi-fast break and get mismatches. We got to sprint back. We don't want to have just give in to a mismatch. That's what they want.
And Dwayne Casey extremely focused on what he feels are cracks in their transition D.
Hey, creating space on the fast break. Something every team practices. They not only have to flip from offense to defense faster, they have to communicate much better.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. So on the floor for Houston. Fresh in at point guard. Also Green out there. Young is out there with Marjanovic. And it's Martinez in at the four-man position. Cunningham, he's checked in for Corey Joseph. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Oh, I love the anticipation on that play. Might have stolen it if he were there just about a half a step sooner.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Fresh. There's a screen by Marjanovic. 6 to shoot. Knocks it loose. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, it sure feels like more and more the league is demanded now. More players with skill at every position. Guys, Chris, who can dribble and pass and shoot. Do you think you'd have been even more valued if you played in today's game?
You know what? A legend once told me not to kind of look back and compare or to wonder about what could have been. And I don't know. I do like the fact that when I had that skill set, it was appreciated by my coach, teammates, and some fans. But for most people back then, they would say you're trying to do too much, or it doesn't mean anything to have 5 assists a game or to get guys involved. And, you know, for me, I just thought that the more you can do, the better you are at all skill sets, the more you kind of make yourself valuable to your team, the more you should be on the court, and it validates that. So for me, I just took all my favorite players and I stole from them. I wanted to be like them, and I thank the generations that came before me that allowed me to see what the game should look like, and then, you know, add my own little style and flair to it and do my own thing.
Good point. Here's Cunningham. Green with the rebound. Rockets leading by 16. Here's Fresh. Some solid defense there from Jackson. some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Now, it's not exactly hard to see what the Rockets prefer to do on offense. They see the value of the three-pointer and put up a ton of shots from behind the arc. It's been years running that they've finished in the top 3 in three-pointers attempted at the end of the season.
And Young kicks to Marjanovic. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 16 rebounds. Screen by Olynyk. Outside Jackson. Cunningham kicks to Olynyk. Fires from 14. Good on the jump shot.
When Olynyk gets the ball in the mid-range area of the floor, he has no problem in letting it fly. I mean, he makes that shot consistently when he has the room to let it fly.
Here's Fresh. Outside Green. Martinez outside. Here's Fresh. Houston needs to get a shot off. Green, no luck.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
To the paint, it's tipped. Here is Cunningham. Hits it from three-point range.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
That's just great all-around teamwork. Now, let's see if they can find a way to come away with the victory here.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Green left side. The three. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And here are the Pistons. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Cunningham inside. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Pass to Fresh. Fires the three. The Rockets with another miss.
He isn't getting it to fall from outside during this half after recording a three during the first.
Here is Cunningham. Releases from 15, and Detroit again with the bucket.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Houston leading by 8. Here's Fresh. Young in the corner. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Detroit's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Olynyk. Second shot opportunity, and Lee with the layup.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you fight your way back into a game, the last thing you want to do is get satisfied with that and not complete the comeback.
6 to shoot. Over to the left wing. It's the three-point bomb. And the Rockets lead by 8.
So comfortable from distance, especially when no one runs him off of his spot.
Cunningham kicks to Olynyk. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
I mean, and with his shooting touch, Olynyk is a big man that you hesitate to put on the line.
And he makes the first. Jackson, he's checked in for Lee. And so Olynyk nails both of them.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
And it's Young, that time on the assist by Green. And it's 8 points for Justice Young. And the Pistons with possession. They're on a 16-7 run. And the dunk by Olynyk.
He got with his trainer, he changed his diet, and he slimmed down. Olynyk, now he's showing a little more explosiveness as a result.
A minute 42 left here in the fourth quarter. Houston moving it around. Fresh, the pass to Young. Olynyk with the steal. Inside. Back to Jackson. Here's Cunningham. That's short off the rim.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And that one's good. Fresh.
And when he gets his points within the flow of the offense, that efficiency has helped them build this lead.
Feeds it to Olynyk. Releases from 15. They get it again. Three-pointer. Good defensive work there by Young. The Rockets shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Here's Fresh. A three-pointer off the mark. Detroit with the ball. 8-point game. Cunningham dishes it to Olynyk. Count the basket.
Gifted score around the rim. Olynyk can finish over either shoulder, and he's got great touch.
And so they foul intentionally. There's 39 seconds left in the game. Here's Fresh. Down low. Here's Green. Rebounded by Jackson.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Well, it hasn't been his best. Just to say the least, he just needs to calm down out there and let the game come in. No, he's just unfazed by the pressure. Olynyk delivering.
It's good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That was massive.
Huge play there. You got to love this game.
And so they foul intentionally.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Making this a two-possession game. That's the benefit of knocking down the easy ones.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're losing by 4. There's 18 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, and not only do you want to draw up a score here, but it's got to be a quick one.
No, that's true, but if they do score, then they have to quickly foul. A lot to talk about in that huddle.
No good from outside. And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
You got to get a look at that game film. I have a feeling there's a lot to learn. Oh, hey, the Prez is in the building. Wow.
Oof. That was a close one.
But we got it done, like I knew we would.
Like we both knew we would. Because we on the same page. Orange juice. OJ. Oh, man. 1 second. Oh, man.
Nice place. Last step is diet. There's more out there.
3 boxes?
That's right. That's just a week's worth.
What are you trying to do to me, man?
I'm going to make you a star. I see you already got a head start.
Oh, yeah, that's my mom, man. She sends me food every week.
That's a smart lady. Yeah. Well, then you can just take this as a supplement. I make it myself. All fruits and vegetables, some protein.
Yeah?
Yeah. You sip through that.
This is what you sip through?
Yeah, don't use your eye. Use your mouth.
Okay. What's in there?
Stuff.
It's going to help my core?
It's going to help your core.
All right.